Welcome to Women Business Voices of Central Florida. I'm your host, Ariel Faith. Your voice matters here. Women of Central Florida building businesses with heart. Your voice, your story, your truth. Every lesson learned through service, every struggle that shaped you. Your voice deserves to be heard. This is where voices rise. Welcome to Women Business Voices of Central Florida. We are welcoming today Halie Smith. She is the founder of is it Revelers?
The Reveler's Hour.
Revelers Hour Theater in Orlando. After her own journey through addiction and recovery, Halie created a theater company focused on giving first chances, which I think is beautiful, especially to people who are new to theater or have become discouraged from traditional entertainment opportunities. And you know, what really resonated with me is we are in Central Florida. This is like an entertainment capital. But Halie has a commitment to helping people break through the barriers of that entry point for this industry. So I really think what you're doing is spectacular. You're making space for people who might not get a chance at a theme park. So I think what you're doing is really exciting. So welcome.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for saying all those beautiful things.
You are very welcome. Do you have anything going on right now? Just like anything, roll calls or?
We are actually in the midst of producing a cabaret that's focused on new beginnings and change. It's going to have a lot of new music from unproduced, and it's just one unproduced musician. His name is Liam Mulligan. And then we're having a lot of our own monologues being presented. So I'm writing a couple pieces. There's another member of my board. His name is Jalil Younger. He is writing some of those pieces. And then our friend Tyler McKenzie, he is directing and writing some of the pieces as well. So it's going to be a really beautiful, I think, tribute to change and how a lot of the times we shy away from change and we're against change, but really it's the natural order of things.
Yes, it is. The one thing you can count on is change. You know, so you mentioned that you wanted to bring more inclusive theater experiences to Orlando. What was the story behind why that matters to you so much? You can
I
share the.
right. I don't I don't know if it matters to me necessarily as like a white person. I feel like I have a lot of opportunity in theater, but I have a lot of friends who are people of color, who are a part of the LGBTQ community. I myself identify as bisexual. So there's a lot of pushback even in those areas, not so much in theater now, but for example, there are people who move here and their dream is to be entertainment at Disney, at Universal. And because of height, weight, skin color requirements, that's not something that's available to them, even though that's their dream. It seems unattainable. And I think really I just wanted to give those people a voice. And, you know, for me specifically, it was never really, I'm very short. I'm 5'1". It was
Okay,
never really
that's not
on my
super short.
radar. No, but it was never on my radar to be like a Disney princess. It's not who I am as a person. I don't think I could do it. Um, but even looking at like the entertainment options in Disney being that height, I say Disney specifically, because I haven't really looked at Universal much, but Disney specifically being the height that I am, I'm very limited in what they will cast me for. And
Okay.
so that's a very specific and niche experience. But if that's happening to me at the height of 5'1", I can't even imagine. Like, there's weight requirements, there's skin color requirements, you know, like I wanted to give people a voice and I wanted them to know that they shouldn't be discouraged because really like theater shouldn't be putting people into certain boxes like that. In my opinion, I don't think it is.
Yeah, it's more of it's an artistic expression, just a different way.
Right, exactly.
So you don't really care about the height of a painter.
No, you can't care about the height of the painter.
You don't care about the height of the guitar player,
No,
as long as they can hold the guitar and play well, right?
right.
So yeah, I can appreciate how that could be an issue. So tell us about the people you love serving the most. Those who are either new to theater or have been discouraged by their previous experiences. What does giving them their first chance? What does that mean for you or
I just
them?
kind of, even when you interact with young kids who maybe this is their first time being around theater at all, it's so nice to see the inspiration come out, if that makes sense. It's like I put myself back. I'm getting emotional, sorry.
It's okay.
Um,
You can. Emotions are perfectly normal.
right. I just put myself back to when I was younger and really wanting that inspiration. So to see people like shine in that position is really fantastic for me. It's something that is like indescribable almost.
Yes, and I relate because I do a similar work that I'm covered in goosebumps, by the way, because I appreciate what you just said, and it was so raw and authentic. But when we see somebody else light up in their beauty, right? Their
Exactly.
uniqueness, their whatever expression it is that they were expressing, and it could even be, they could be acting in a negative way, but we're seeing them light up in this role, right?
For sure.
Um, it is so it's a blessing that money can't buy.
Exactly.
I mean, obviously
Exactly.
we need money to pay bills, but there's
Right.
other ways that we fulfill the universe, right?
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. You put it into words better than I could have.
Well, you did good. You did good. I was just trying to help you out there. I know the makeup gets in the eyes, gets a
I
pain in the neck,
know.
right? So what do you think, what's your biggest challenge right now? Especially with, you've got venue spaces, you've got marketing, advertising, you got funding. What you're doing, there's a lot of work in this that people don't appreciate.
Yeah.
Anything that has a lot of production to it, oh, the amount of work is amazing. Um, but what is one of the biggest things you're struggling with, not as a person, but as a business? What can you
Mhm.
use help from the community?
So right now, the biggest hurdle that we've had is venue spaces because quite often, and I understand pricing and the need to make money, but quite often these prices are out of our reach. Especially being so new. We, try and keep our ticket prices very reasonable for people. Um, because a big part of our mission is making sure that theater is accessible aside from monetary, you know, impediments, I guess
Yeah.
would be the word. So I would say venue space definitely, and finding that funding and getting that funding for the venue space has been really, really challenging. We are lucky enough to just have gotten a grant from Central Florida Arts
Great.
that is focused on venue subsidy. So there are some big things coming in that realm. But even so, there's a lot of other costs that go along with producing a show. Now the venue subsidy, getting that grant is very big for us and we're very grateful. So we're very excited for what's coming next.
Awesome. That sounds good. Now, where do you produce theaters at different places, or do you have one that you typically try to work with, one venue, or do you move your production around?
I would love to find a venue that would work with us on a semi-regular basis. Right now, we haven't really found that. We produced a show at Austin's Coffee, which was really great. But the timing of our show versus like the timing of the amount of time that they wanted us to fill didn't really work out. And they also just recently moved. So there was a lot going on with that. And then we did go to Imagine Arts in Oviedo, but because of where we are in Central Florida, Oviedo was kind of a hike for some people.
Okay.
So we're trying to move closer to Orlando and like that hub.
Are you Orlando is big. So are you north,
Yeah,
east, west, south? What part of Orlando? Just
you're
curious.
asking the wrong person about north, east, west, and south. I have no idea.
Okay.
But um I'm located in Windermere.
Okay.
So um we're looking for spaces around Winter Garden and Kissimmee even, places that are just a little bit closer within 20 to 30 minutes.
Okay.
Just so that way it's, and if we don't have to have anybody driving on I-4, like that would be nice. But
Yes, I-4 is a beast, isn't it?
oh my God, yeah.
Only Floridians understand that.
Only Floridians know.
I-4, no. Okay, so I think you're on the west side
Okay.
for anyone listening, if they don't know those towns. I love Winter Garden.
Yeah, I think it's beautiful over there.
Do they have
Um,
a theater there?
they do. They have the Winter Garden Theater.
Is it more of a
Um,
movie theater versus a stage?
I think so. The Winter Garden Theater, I believe they very suddenly had to close its doors.
Oh,
And I had spoken with like city council Winter Garden about, finding a way to purchase this. Maybe I can save the money, get a grant. But unfortunately, the city just wants to keep it for themselves for now. So a lot of plans with that particular space are on hold,
okay.
which is fine. It is what it is. But yeah,
Yeah,
so
we have to adapt in business, don't we?
100%.
Now, I just want to dig a little bit. I don't want to get too into the pain of the experience, but I'd rather you had mentioned in that you have really overcome some massive things in your life. Um, and I'm getting goosebumps again. But things that some people never get out of, right? And here you are sitting achieving some massively wonderful things for the local area, for others, and you did that through fighting. So if you could tell us what you learned through the fight. What did you learn about your own value, about life in general? What were some of those key things that really now sets you apart because of that experience?
Right. I might get emotional again. Disclaimer.
That's okay. You're allowed.
I would say, like, I still struggle with these things, right? Like, I feel when it comes to addiction, depression, anything like that, that's sort of like a mental hurdle, because I do believe addiction is more of a mental hurdle than anything else.
Yes.
It's a constant fight.
Yes.
And so I still struggle with these things. I still have in my mind, like, oh, I could go and I could just relapse, and who would care? You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like, the biggest fight and struggle that I had was I need to care. And so, in a way, I've learned to care about myself, which is, you know, sorry.
No, don't be sorry. You are speaking the voice of hundreds of thousands of women right now. You are not alone in this. I haven't met a woman yet that hasn't felt undervalued at some point in her life, like she was not worth it, like I mean, these are real things we experience. But when we rise above them and when we keep fighting, I mean, I have post-traumatic stress disorder. I've had depression for so many years that I actually thought my normal was depressed. When I thought
Right.
I was doing good, it was still clinically depressed.
Right.
So, this is real stuff that us women have to talk about and help other women know that you can win this fight
Yeah. 100%. You
and
have
it's
to
worth it.
really learn to love yourself. And that's the hardest work anybody can do, truly.
It is because most of us have experiences varied. What they were or may vary. They may be very similar, but they taught us we had no value, right? So we grow up
Right.
thinking we are more like a thing than a human. And then we have to and we get walked on and we get,
Yeah.
we're addictive magnets, we're jerk magnets. We seem to walk in the room and the worst person in there will be drawn right to us. That's just kind of how that all works, right? It's just
Right.
it feeds itself.
Yes.
And then when we say no, I'm not going to take this anymore. I'm not going to allow somebody to abuse me or whatever that is. I'm not going to allow myself to abuse myself. Because some of it, I mean, I had eating disorders. That's a self-abuse.
Yeah.
It's different, but and it made no sense on a logical standpoint. Why would you do that? But years of therapy helped with that one. Um, but these struggles are real. So I mean, the fact that you're talking about them and sharing them, that makes what you do even more powerful because you're
Thank
doing it from a very deep place.
thank you.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
I agree with all of that. And yeah, it just goes back to all of it goes back to you have to find this self-love for yourself. And that is probably some of the hardest shit in the world. Like, pardon my language, but like it really is. It really is. And it can change. So I feel like with self-love and with a lot of things, it comes in waves. It's not linear. It's not like, okay, I'm going to wake up and choose myself today. Yes, it is that. But it's this battle in your head that's like, okay, what do I need to do to choose myself? I think a lot of the times, too, especially people and women who are in business and are, self-made in that way, they're like, we're we're all so driven and ambitious that we get it in our head that it's like, okay, I'm going to wake up and choose myself today. So that means I need to go to the gym and I need to eat healthy. And then I need to also submit this paperwork for this. And I need to do this. And I also have to go and clock in to my day job so that I can support my, you know,
Passion. Yeah.
passion and my life in general. And I think a lot of the times we get so caught up in that and we think that that's self-love when in reality we don't allow ourselves the time to like sit back and rest and like put on a face mask and drink a coffee and just have a day. Like
Yeah.
we just need a day sometimes.
Yes, we do. Maybe two sometimes. I was
Yeah.
talking to someone and she mentioned something to me that I didn't quite know. This is in a podcast episode a long time ago, but it was fascinating. Um, I'll see if I can find the episode and I'll put it in the show notes. But she was talking about the cycles, especially of women and how we don't fit in the man's world. The 9 to 5
Yeah.
clock in and clock out. Men are 24-hour, they have 24-hour cycles. So they literally reset every single night. We don't reset for 30 days.
No.
And then, we have 2 really good weeks and then we start to kind of fall. And then we have several
Right.
days we have nothing. There's nothing there. And
Right.
that's not because we want to be that way.
No.
It's because
No.
that is the way our bodies are made.
Correct.
So learning to respect that and honor that goes so far.
Yeah.
And
And I think that's, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, that's fine.
I think that is like the biggest reminder I have to give myself when I'm facing these challenges. And it's it's like sometimes you're just tired. You're allowed to be tired. Sometimes it's like you're allowed to go out after work and have a drink and forget about everything. Sometimes it's like you're allowed to sit on the couch and watch a TV show that you enjoy without feeling like this level of guilt. I feel like, why do women always feel guilty about that? Like,
That's a really good question. When you look at it intellectually, it makes no sense, right?
right.
We
But
work ourselves to
what
death
does?
and we still feel guilty.
Yeah.
And then we have the imposter syndrome that kicks our
Yes.
butt often. We're such interesting creatures, and I talk to so many women who struggle with these things, but there's so many ways through them.
Yeah.
You can't, as fighting addiction, you can't bypass it. There's no such
No.
thing. You have to go through the work to get on the other side. But what would you say, not that every day when you're on the other side,
Mm-hmm.
it isn't you're done. It's a journey. It's a
Yeah.
lifelong fight. 100%
Right.
agree with you on that. I don't care. I'm 20, 30 years from my addiction in its greatest moments,
Right.
which is the eating stuff, but that mentality of addiction, I have to watch in everything I do. I can be addicted
100%.
to, scrolling. You can get addicted to, so that addictive behavior, that addictive personality, we have to really be careful that we
Yeah.
create balance in our life. But when you go through the work, and I think this work is layered.
Yes.
So you think you're done, and then something else will happen, and you're like, oh, shoot, there's another layer. But you already
Yeah.
got through the hardest one. So when you hit that second layer, or third layer, or fourth layer, whatever, you can do it. You
Yes.
fought through it before.
Very true.
So what for somebody who might be listening who is maybe loves entertainment, performing, whether it's music, art, dance, theater, all of the above, right? And they are struggling with their self-worth and they're feeling not appreciated or valued, and they know they don't fit the perfect box for the entertainment world. um what advice would you give them?
You have to remember why you went down this path in the first place. I feel like a lot of us start from a young age, and for some of us it's like, oh, like it's all we know, but there's other people who maybe they didn't start very young, and that's fine. But you have to remember the feeling and the happiest memories that you have associated with performing, and think, that's why I did this. It's kind of cliche and it sounds kind of silly, but you can't forget like why you started, if that makes sense. You have to go
Yeah.
back to that.
Okay. And you could be another way of looking at that is so this is just to see if I heard you correctly, that we have this passion about something,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why we keep doing something, right? And the passion could start when we're 5 years old.
Yeah.
It could start when we're 2, who knows? But if it's fed, if we feed that passion, and our parents feed that passion, and our school feeds that passion, then we get then it becomes a part of who we are almost, right?
Yes.
And life can sometimes try to kill the passion. So it's that love for what we do, that love for the energy and the excitement of that moment and what you accomplished through that moment. That's what you want to hold on to.
Correct.
That's a
Correct.
beautiful thing.
Yeah. And there you go, putting my words into much better, prettier boxes than me.
No, no, no. Your words were perfect because they came from you.
Yeah.
I just was trying to see if I heard you right.
No, you definitely did. That's definitely the sentiment.
So when you're before I end this episode, I just want to ask, because that was a pretty deep one, but when you're talking to other business owners, how long have you been doing this, if I can ask?
I haven't been doing this long at all.
Okay.
I really started this journey in 2023. So
Okay.
it's only been 3 years. Um, and when I initially started, I didn't have like any other background other than theater. So I'm fresh, I'm brand new,
So the
basically.
business, the marketing, the all that stuff you had to learn, or you're
Yes.
still learning, because it,
I'm still learning. It's an active journey every day.
yes, 100%. I
Yeah.
agree. And it changes on you as soon as you figure it out.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So, do you have a show coming up that maybe we can tell the audience about, that they could support you, or something coming up in, 3 to 5 months?
So, we're actually, me and my board are going to sit down on Tuesday and plan out our like season.
Okay.
But our next show is called Tabula Rasa. It is going to be, that's our cabaret that we're building about change. It's going to have a lot of new artists. It's going to have a lot of unproduced playwrights and music producers and things like that. So it's kind of a love letter to change and how it's okay to change instead of fighting that change. Because a lot of times it's natural for humans, but we fight the change and you can't because it's essential to life and to growth.
Yes.
So we're working on that. We're again, we're trying to find the perfect timing with our venue space. So it's either going to be late January or mid or early February. Um, and we will have more information out about that. I would say within the next week or so, it will be posted on our website and our socials.
Okay.
Um, so if you don't mind me plugging my website, it's revelershourtheater.org. And if you're looking for us on socials, you can type in the Revelers Hour Theater. Not to be confused with the restaurant in Washington, D.C., because they're called the Revelers Hour, but they don't have theater tacked at the end of their
Okay. And they're
name.
not in Orlando either, right?
No, but you would be surprised how many people confuse us. So,
Okay, and I will definitely include all that information in the show notes so people can find you. And I might be there at your next opening.
yes,
That would be
and
super
we'd love
exciting.
to have you.
It would be super exciting. And I love theater myself. If you can't tell, I'm a little bit of a
That's good. So, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What's your favorite show?
My favorite show.
Yeah. Like play, musical, whatever. What's your favorite? Do you have one?
Um, I mean, some of them are the typical ones. I mean, I love Les Miserables when it's done well.
Of course.
Because the story is just so great,
Yeah.
and it's so impactful the way the true story is told. And then I went to one that was oh my gosh, I bawled like a child in this because I didn't know the story, which was
Uh-huh.
Miss Saigon.
Oh, yes. Very good. Very
Oh
good.
my,
Very
I
emotional.
literally lost it at the end, and I was with some. I wasn't married at the time, so I was with some guy, and he just was like, "Okay, that woman has issues."
No, he has issues because how do you not cry at Miss Saigon?
Oh
Like,
my gosh, the end just killed me. I was like, "No,
right.
this is not going to happen. Don't do it." don't do it. And she did. Anyway, I'll kill the ending for somebody else. But I do
Yeah.
love some of the more of the traditional ones. I haven't seen a lot of the more off the beaten path ones, but I love going to the theater. I just
Yeah.
the big shows are so expensive.
I know.
It's insane.
That's why part of our mission is to make theater accessible monetarily. Because
Now, have you ever heard of the Shoestring Theater in Lake Helen?
no, I haven't.
It's a small venue. They have a theater, they have a whole production, but it might be worth you talking to because it's in North Orlando, which
Okay.
might be too far away, but it worth talking to. So
Right.
I'll send you some information on them.
Perfect. I love that.
All right. Well, thank you for coming and sharing your voice with us about your life and your business. And
thank you for having me.
it was a pleasure. It really was. Thank you.
We got hearts that refuse to fold. Every handshake, every hard day turns experience into gold. We lift up one another, watch the whole room start to turn. Every small win lights a pathway. Every failure just helps us learn. Hands up for the ones still doubting. You belong right where deals are made. Stand tall when the room feels crowded. You're the reason that the ground will shake. Say your name like an anthem. Oh. Say your dream like a vow. Oh. We're the future in the making. And the future is now. This is our time to rise. Voices of Central Florida.